Hello everybody, Mac here. Welcome back to the show. What we have for you today is another one that I'm a little late behind. This is McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse J. Garrick Flash, the Golden Age Flash. And I'm not showing this now because of the Flash movie. I'm showing this now because McFarlane Toys has recently announced, it was actually this week, time of this recording, their collector's line. I don't exactly know what that means. Like, they're coming out with a new line of figures. It's called the collector's line, and the first three figures that we've seen are for the DC Multiverse. I don't know if that means the collector's line is only DC Multiverse, or if it's going to be all of the figures that McFarlane Toys puts out. But the first three, there were two of the first three that are very interesting to me. Action Comics #1 Superman. So the Golden Age Superman, even though to look at him, he looks like he's on the wrong buck. And the one that I'm most excited about, the Golden Age Green Lantern, the Alan Scott Green Lantern. So this is a start, including this figure right here. This is a start to our Golden Age Justice Society, which I'm weird. I've always preferred the Justice Society over the Justice League. So I'm really excited about those vintage, those Golden Age figures coming out. And I've had Jay here for a while, so I figured it was time to take a look at him. Now, what we have here is our, traditional McFarlane fare for DC Multiverse packaging. Big window up front, DC logo across the bottom, the Flash J. Garrick. Up top, we have more window to let the light down in. On the side, we have the Flash J. Garrick, the Flash Age. On the back, we have some really nice artwork of Jay in his Golden Age look. Really love this. Very, Kingdom Come style looking here. I just forgot. Alex Ross. Very Alex Ross looking right here. I really like that. That may even be his work. I can't tell, to be honest. I don't think it is, but it's definitely, modeled after his artwork. And then more window, more logos, more name over here. On the bottom, barcode. So that's what we have. So let's get this open, because I'm actually really excited to take a look at this one. Let's get this open, and let's take a look at McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse J. Garrick Flash. Okay, here he is, Jay, out of the box, and putting the tape measure to him, we can see that he is approximately 7 1/4 inches to the top of his shiny saucer helmet. Now, before we go any further, I want to ask you, do you see something odd about this figure? Do you see maybe a lean to one side? You see how he's kind of leaning to the side here? Let me show you something right off the bat that really breaks my heart from the very start. So here I popped off Jay's legs, and I want to show you something that, while one isn't taller than the other, they do appear to be the same, roughly the same size. If you turn them and you look at them, you can see that the mounting on the right one sits higher than the mounting on the left one. And I haven't been able to get that to sink in. I don't think it's a matter that this isn't recessed enough. I do think both of these are recessed as far as they'll go. It's just that this one naturally sits higher than this one. And when you plug those into the sockets, when you plug those into the hip sockets, the hip joints, that is what sets him off kilter. And that's going to take some work to even out. Work that we're not going to do today, but this is disappointing. This is a huge, huge disappointment. Let's just get back to the rest of it. Okay, first taking a look at the face sculpt. I do think the face sculpt is very nice. Let's tilt him up a little so you can get a better look. I think the face sculpt is very nice. I know the first inclination may be, or the first reaction might be, that it's too young, that this isn't what Jay looks like now, that Jay is older, he's sort of like the grandfather of the speedsters. And while that is true, I do appreciate that they've gone back to his young Golden Age days, because that is going to fit very well with the Golden Age Superman and the Golden Age Green Lantern. I do appreciate that they went with a younger look for him, and I think this is great, especially for the Golden Age of comics, how you have a little bit of blush in his cheeks, his lips stand out, the shape of his jaw. even like the styling of his hair back here, what little bit of it you can see. I think this is very golden age, like right down to that very sharp, like hawkish nose right there. I think that looks great, all topped off with, you know, his Mercury helmet right here with the wings on it. I think the face sculpt, I always like the face sculpt from McFarlane Toys. I really do. I think they do a good job, mostly, on their figures, especially their DC Multiverse figures. The body itself, though, there's not much to speak of, but that's not McFarlane's fault. That's very much just the style of costume that Jay wears. Basically a pair of jeans, a long sleeve shirt, and a big yellow lightning bolt. Of course, he has his, you know, Hermes wings down here on his feet as well, which these are soft rubber, and the helmet and the wings up here are soft rubber, so they don't snap off. The one thing that annoys me a little is that on his hands, they went with like the sleeves that come up to like mid-hand. And I know in certain comics, he's had his costume like this, but I really wish that for this face sculpt, this look, that they would have just gone with like the bare hands, like he was just wearing a long sleeve shirt and he had his hands bare right there. As far as the colorings go, as far as the colors go, I really like it. I really like it. I like these bright, vibrant colors, and I'm also really impressed that they didn't succumb to, like, you know, the McFarlaneisms of like adding texture anywhere. This is all very smooth sculpt. And you can even see wrinkles in it, much like you would be able to in these old Golden Age costumes that weren't Lycra or spandex or anything like that. It was basically just jeans and a shirt he threw on. Now, as far as the sculpt goes, the legs do get a little ugly. The knees down here are very muddy, very ugly. And when you kick the legs forward, they really kick forward. Like, that's them, like, at full. that doesn't look right. So you're going to have to play around with the knees right there, even to just get them in a neutral stance. But like I said, this side, at least on mine, makes the mounting sits higher, makes the leg extend a little more, puts him off kilter. Something else that they did that I really appreciate is this is the first one I can remember in a long time that doesn't have that full diaper going on. That this crotch piece right here works very well for this character. It's very sleek. It's not too over bulky. You do have an issue that the thigh kind of slips out from under it. You have to be careful because, like, even when I pulled him out of the packaging, he was like this because there's not a whole lot of plastic. There's not a whole lot of rubber right here. The plastic of the leg can get caught on it. So just beware of that so you don't rip it or tear it or bend it or anything like that. But other than that, I really like the crotch piece that they put on here. Nice, tight, small, not those big diaper pieces that we've been getting. The boots, we took a look at them before. They're basically just, you know, his boots with the wings on them. A little bit of a stylized right there, but I don't mind that because the rest of him just looks really good. I also really like this lightning bolt that they put on him, that they continued the paint so that whenever he's going all the way back, you can still see the lightning bolt, that it doesn't really break very easily. And I like that. Now getting to the articulation. His head will do a full 360. He has some real good tilt side to side. He can look up better than most McFarlane figures. He can look down better than most McFarlane figures. His arms will do a full 360 spin. He has a butterfly joint, but there's not a whole lot of travel in it. The arms will come up a little bit past 90. Biceps swivel. Double jointed elbows. Wrists pivot. Wrists hinge. Wrists hinge up and down, not in and out. But then you can do this. You can do that. And now they do hinge in and out. You saw already that he has this ab cut. He can do a full 360 spin right there. He can lean back. He can crunch forward. A little bit of side to side. But then he has a ball joint down here at the waist. Then once again, he has a full 360 spin. He can crank back. He can crank forward. He can side to side. And when you use both in conjunction, he can really get some good flexibility going for like some really good running poses right there. Well, that's flying, but you get the idea. Legs. We'll come out to 90. We'll go back. Can come out to the side, almost to 90. Hidden hip swivel in there. He can turn in, but it doesn't really turn out. Double jointed knees in addition to kicking forward will come all the way back. No thigh cut, no boot cut. Ankles rock back. Ankles rock forward. Forward. Ankle rock. It's fighting me. I was just playing around with it. There we go. Forward ankle rock. And we have toe articulation. Now there is a platinum version of this figure. And I haven't decided if I like it or not. It's basically this figure. Same design, same look, same everything. But the colors are much, much darker. It's more of like a really dark blue and a maroon shirt. And the lightning bolt is just an outline. It's very much... It's basically the Arrowverse costume as far as the coloring goes. It's a platinum version. I've never seen it in the wild. I've never seen it in person. Maybe at RetroCon I'll see it. It goes for about $60 right now. Don't really know if I'm that into it, but just so you know, it is out there. Out of the package, Jay comes with a pair of clenched fists. And he also comes with a pair of open palm hands for running, stopping traffic, high-fiving, and slapping. But I really like, look at the detail they actually put into the hands. You can see the creases in the fingers and in the palms of the hands. They did a really good job on the hands, on these hands especially, which makes it even more frustrating that they decided to go with this style suit instead of just exposing the whole hand. Now for accessories, Jay comes with accessories that a lot of the speedsters come with, and that is their flash effects. And these can be strapped onto his legs, his arms. What I really appreciate is you can see it mostly with this piece right here, but pretty much all of them have a very similar design to them, and that is a wing. And I really do feel like that was done on purpose, that they are meant to be designed to look like the wings he has on his helmet and his boots. And these pieces, you can see they have these little clip parts right here. Let's turn this up for a little bit. You can see they have these clip parts right here that they just wrap around his arms and his legs. They don't really have like designated spots to go, but some of them definitely fit better in some places than others. Like this one definitely fits better on the arm. These bigger ones tend to fit better on his legs. And some look better on the left, some look better on the right. It really is, well, just like with all of the speedsters and these effects, it really is like a mix and match, find what you like, and there you go. And the other ones would fit on the other side. I do like these effects, though. I do like them. The only thing he doesn't come with that I wish he did come with was, you've probably seen it and heard me talk about it before, how it has that foot piece in there. So, like, you can plant it into the peg stand, into the peg of the stand, and he can get like a really forward-leaning run. But as far as what we have for this one, I dig these. I like the color. They're very bright. They're very vibrant. And like I said, I really appreciate that they seem to be styled in that wing design. Like all McFarlane Multiverse figures, Jay comes with a figure stand with the DC logo stamped on the front. And he also comes with a collector's card that has the same artwork that was on the back of the box. And he has a mini bio on the back if you want to. Go ahead, pause, and read. And now for size comparison, here he is next to McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Impulse and Barry Allen Flash. Here he is with McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Injustice 2 Dr. Fate and McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Shazam. Here he is with Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series Snake Eyes and Cobra Trooper, and I gotta be honest, the more I look at him with that lean, the more it is really annoying me. Here he is with Lanyard Toys, City Hunter Predator, and Xenomorph Drone. And finally, here he is with NECA Toys, Dungeons & Dragons, Warduke, and Grim Sword. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the Justice Society, and I really do want to love this figure. I really want to love this figure. I kind of like this figure, but I think that's only because it's Jay, and I don't want to admit a lot of the flaws. That mounting point for the leg that makes one leg come out longer than the other so he can't stand up straight, that really annoys me. That really, really annoys me. Like, that's basic quality control right there. His knees, as far forward as they kick whenever they're fully closed or fully opened, and even just how ugly the kneecaps look, I'm not a big fan of that either. I don't mind the wrinkles in the pants and in the shirt because that adds a level of realism to it. I think the rest of the sculpt, I think the rest of the buck and the body all looks pretty good. I do wish that the sleeves would have stopped at the wrists instead of coming midway up the hand. The thing that frustrates me the most about this figure is it's Jay Garrick. It's the original Golden Age Flash. This is such a simple thing to get right. And there's so many little annoying things that make it wrong. And if it was just one of these things, I might be able to live with it. Not with that longer leg, though. The Speedster having two different sized legs, that's just annoying. That's unforgivable. But I think it just leads to, like, this bigger issue that I feel like, I don't know, McFarlane Toys doesn't seem to be trying as hard anymore. They've really been delving into the repaints. And I know action figure lines need repaints to survive. That's just the way it goes. But it really seems like they've really been going back to that well a lot. This, admittedly, is not a repaint, which is why whenever you bring out a new figure, it should really just like pop and stand out on its own and be like, wow. Like I said, this was a basic design, a basic buck, a basic body, a basic look. They should have hit a home run with this thing, but it just came out frustratingly wrong. That's not to say I'm not happy I have it. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I really am happy I have it. I do love the Justice Society. I love those Golden Age heroes. And once I figure out how to get that leg fixed, although I shouldn't have to, but once I figure out how to get that leg fixed, and then the Golden Age Superman comes out, and the Alan Scott Green Lantern comes out, and I get a new Dr. Fate, really think I might go for that Black Adam Dr. Fate. I haven't picked that one up yet. And then Shazam, like, I think I got like some really good starts to a decent looking Justice Society. Just need a few more to like cap it off. He also does a really good job of rounding out our Flash family. I hope you enjoyed this look at Jay as much as I did. There are things that I really do like about this figure. That face sculpt is just fantastic for him. So play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.